if we want to start at a space together, let's look ahead for the next 3 months, like a planetary frequency, current timeline, 3, 4, 5 months, up to 6. And just feel free to unmute and let us know what's coming through for you. I'm going to leave it kind of open-ended, allowing you to explore your channel. If you need a visualization to guide you into the next 3, 4, 6 months, what they were showing me was swirling like crystals, like around your body, wherever you're channeling from. And then you can step through kind of like a portal. There is the prismatic toroidal portal that's in the center of the sun's radiance room. You can use that if that's helpful. Just offering that as an option.
So I was blowing my pictures the whole time because I was drawn into a theme that actually I didn't want to look at, but it came through. It's more the human side, I guess. And maybe the more a quiet recent thing. I received first of all my heart raced up. It started to raise, and I felt into the collective, and I felt a lot of fear, and I heard people screaming, and there was a lot of I tried to stay neutral. That's why I blew my pictures around that. And so I have it's on the political side, a big theme, collective fear, collapse of some sort of monetary thing. And then you mentioned the crystals, and I was lifted up, or what got zoomed out, and I saw a huge crystal in the space radiating, and it was like there were different streams of light coming out of this crystal, involving the whole planet Earth, and just to calibrate and smooth out this energy that wants to wipe over planet Earth, this fear-based thing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's interesting that you mentioned that because I got something very similar. I'm in the collective frequency, so we can channel for yourself. You can channel for the collective. I was channeling kind of a collective frequency too, and I had a similar theme come through. The first thing that was shown to me was like I was just watching like explosions and fire. It was political in a way, and this is a collective theme. Because I'm like roughly like 3 to 4 months out. I haven't quite made it out to 6 just yet. Because I'm also calibrating too. It's taking me a minute to just kind of calibrate myself. Yeah, like what it feels like intuitively at left ear confirmation. The word that came through is unrest, and there was like at least in the States there is an involvement with Donald Trump as well. Overarching, but also not necessarily looking like completely in the West. And then what I was trying to do was shift my attention to a more like planetary, like grid work theme. And I was able to do that, and I found myself out in I want to say Uluru, but I don't that doesn't feel quite right. It's this has been a theme on some of the calls too. It's like very like arid, deserty, like isolated mountain range, which would be kind of like Uluru is like an isolated mountain top, I guess. And I was seeking, what I was channeling was essentially like the way ahead for humanity, because there's different levels and there's different layers, and there is this timeline that we are channeling: collective fear, collective unrest, right? But what we're here to do, and what I'm here to do, is assist humanity as a whole. And we're looking at the different levels and layers on what's coming in, because all of this is happening simultaneously, like all of the grid working. And what I was shown was essentially, I don't know who this star family is. I haven't quite completely tapped into it, but I was shown like out here in this space, like them coming and making contact, or like, and it feels like cool. And feel free if something's pinging you to unmute and just chat. You don't have to wait for me to stop here, because the way shower frequency is still going to be doing all of the things that we've done. There are many in the collective who are not going to be experiencing a negative timeline, because their lifestyle has nothing to do with what's happening, right? As far as war, as far as civil unrest. These threads are basically the last throes of misalignment for the 3D as it's falling away, or has fallen away. We're just kind of overlap right now. The grid allows us to still perceive a lot of the things that are happening in the 3D. Many of us are already 4D, 5D, and shifting our frequencies on the ascension spiral towards the higher timelines, towards the golden timelines, crystallizing our field and our grid in order to facilitate the higher octave that we are channeling. So I guess what I'm being shown is this frequency of contact that is will be happening, is happening in the now moment, and is available. And it's a representation. If you can isolate yourself, and I'm putting isolate in air quotes, okay? This is one way that you can isolate. You can go out into the desert, you can visit sacred sites, you can set an intention, and you can directly channel your star family to come in and contact and assist you with assist our collective in a much more aligned way, free of all of the distortions, free of any misalignments or illusions that the collective may be experiencing, because that is literally just one thread of the braid that forms your reality. If that makes sense.
While you were speaking, I was shown several sceneries. So the time frame as well, I see it in 3 or 4 months ahead, and it seems like let's call them the negative thought forms, are trying to mess up because it's a sort of they feel like they don't have much time left, so they are really trying to mess it up here, and that's why this sort of chaos or very uncertainty is coming up on a collective among the humans. And as we are living in the dichotomy, I see that on a spiritual side, or that they all come together really to support and to balance that out. It's interesting that you mentioned Uluru. I saw, as you mentioned it, that it got activated just at its base, the same as the Great Pyramid. There is a red crystal underneath the pyramid, and it's also got activated. I see Mount Kailash as well involved in that. A big role is playing the whales and the dolphins. So I see a huge net of working, of balancing these energies out, and they really are, let's say, they are in their starting point. They are collectively coming together, let's say, in the animal kingdom and the mineral kingdom, and to balance that out.
So for me, I'm clear cognizant, so I'm inner knowing. Since I was awakened, I always felt that there is going to be a future event that's going to have some kind of chaotic and collective will have some kind of fear emotion. And for me, I'm supposed to be anchor this optimistic and happy emotion, and to help the collective to get over with that event, and like smoothly transition to the next stage. So for me, I like since I'm child, I never have nightmare and I never have fear emotion. So I'm just always happy. So I think uh among us there are so we are supposed to be anchor this optimistic and happy emotion to counteract the collective's fear emotion. So eventually everything will just be okay. But this year and the next year is going to have some like political and economic change. So that might cause collective to have this fear emotion. There might also have some the like volcano and earthquake event, but I'm not sure if that event is in our golden timeline or not, because we have different timelines. So I'm not sure which event is going to happen in our golden timeline.
Yeah, thank you both so much. Kia ora ako ki xiao hoti hi hiana aku hoti hi hiana ako ki a xiao hoti a hi hi xiao ko o ti ya si ya ko o ta ara ki ya kara what was coming through for me, and thank you, Annette, for bringing in the different locations too, is what they were showing me was Well, there's several things that came through. The sacred sites that you had mentioned, and even if they aren't sacred sites, maybe you're just feeling drawn to a specific mountain or a specific area, and that's the area that you're working with. Maybe you're much more in the grid working frequency and you're listening to this. But what they were showing me was at, Uluru, Shasta, Kailash, there's a mountain in Colorado that I'm like very energetically like drawn to and connected to as well, called Centaur Mountain, that we built the infinity on a giant infinity stone onto the grid itself at like 12,000 feet next to Tatiana's property. The mountain is Centaur Mountain. And what I was shown is that the vision that they gave me, and I went there as well to see for myself, was people, they were sitting cross-legged, so they're meditating. They're in a state of meditation. And they were there in, some of them were there in person, they'll go in person, but most of them are there visiting with the astral body or the etheric body, or remote viewing. And there was a frequency, so a pillar of light was connected to them. They had their heads tilted back, so just like have our eyes closed, tilted back, but I'm seeing the pillar of light that's like coming out of them, like going upwards, and they're contributing to that, to what you were sharing, Annette, the overlay, the architecture. There's also there is a I don't know, a harmonic overtone. There's also a sound version of that specific grid. I don't know what the exact word is. I'm not super well versed in sound myself, but I can perceive that from what they're showing me in this vision. And people are already doing this. You can do this in the now moment if you feel called to, if you feel drawn to assist. Also, what came from the council, specifically the deep channeling council that is overlighting and assisting us, is we are all grid workers, light workers, and when we're channeling like this, we feel compelled to do something, like planetary grid working. We see the unrest, or we feel this, and we want to do something. What they were basically sharing with me is, in order to hone your aptitude or your skill as a seer, a channel, or an oracle, is in at least in this format, don't get in the masculine side of needing to do. Like, we want to, as a grid worker, we want to assist. We want to do our planetary grid working on what we're perceiving, and they're saying, like, really, you got to like hone in on that thread, or that filament, and allow yourself to perceive, free of the ego, free of polarity, free of any like misalignments or any like preconceived notions. And that will help you to channel much more clearly, because I'm pushing myself out like 6 months, 8 months, looking ahead even further together. So if that's useful to you, please let me know.
So so we are grid worker. We are the grids. We are connected to certain node, certain mountain on the earth. So we already formed this grid, and when the collective is like in fear or whatever energy is unstable, we can just sending out the energy and sending out the emotion or thought form, and we are the grids, so we already are forming the grids, and it's going to stabilize the collective's energy and emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you're drawn to a specific, like, what are you drawn to? Is it Kailash?
Yeah, mine is Kailash.
Yeah,
You
that's what I
probably
figured.
need to go to Uluru. You need to go to, you might need to go to Uluru in the first 3 months.
There's also I'll share this with you, and again, use your own discernment as you're listening to this. The timelines that we're viewing, because I'm pushing myself out like 6 months ahead. So some of the sacred sites are behind the ice wall as well. I was shown there are other humans that aren't known. Well, that's not true. They are known, but they aren't really mainstream known. And there are sacred sites behind the ice wall where they're doing. It's just like Kailash. It's just like Uluru. It's just like Shasta. I'm seeing the exact same frequency of them gathering together and assisting with what we're. I don't know why I just felt compelled to say that. I just want to acknowledge that all life forms, the whales, the dolphins, the air grids, the earth grids, the dragons, the angels, the angelic frequency, to just kind of expand your awareness and expand your consciousness out just a little bit as we look ahead.
Yeah, and also the Yatis that you were channeling last time, I think they are the guardian of the mountains. So those like Yatis, dolphins, and whales, all the elemental kingdom, they are all going to be working together with us. Animal kingdom and elemental kingdom, they are going to be working with us. So we are all going to be okay.
Absolutely, yeah. The Syrian Council of Light came through, and they were saying or showing me the importance of the role of the light workers here on Earth right now. And I was also brought up to the 6 months ahead, that this will be the time in the middle of the year that let's say the blueprint or the frequency of every light worker is more important than ever. And they encourage us to step forward with our gifts. And that could be drawings, that could be bringing in symbols, singing, dancing, just spreading out the light. And they are saying, don't underestimate your light and your power that you have. And they were showing me like every single light worker. It's like when you throw a stone into a water and it makes this ripple effect. So they are showing me that each light worker, when it steps on or make a step forward, it's like like a sound. It's the earth glows up, and they're showing me that underneath every step that they're doing it brings this ripple effect around it with a golden glowing effect and with sacred geometry in it, woven into it. So don't underestimate your power, they are saying. And they're really encouraging us to make visible our gifts. It's so needed. Mm.
Yeah, like doing simple things, like just the weaving. I do met some people, their hobby is just the weaving, and I think they're when they are weaving, they indeed are like doing something, and I keep getting reminded to show my face on the video. So I just show my happy face, and it will make other people happy.
Yeah, feel free to put your video on if you want to. Aurora, we always enjoy seeing you. Thank you both. So there was a couple things that came through. I was shown, well, I've been hearing Rose since the beginning, but I'll say it out loud into the field now. And then Lily came through as well too. The rose is like pink rose, lily is white, but it doesn't have to be that frequency. That's just what came through for me. I was shown a feminine frequency as well, pink hair. I guess this is somebody that I'll be meeting here in the next 6 months, feels like. Also, what they were saying was, as we were talking about the grid workers, the light workers, the star seeds, whatever verbiage, just harmonize, whatever verbiage feels most aligned to you as you're listening to this. And the personal relationships and the co-creation that we have, this could be online, this could be in the physical. What they're saying is as a way to kind of harmonize that frequency, because we need every soul, right, on the ascension path. It's not just, oh, well, I don't care for this person, therefore whatever it is, right? But what I was being shown is that you can still work with them in the higher dimensions. It can be their higher self. It could be a soul aspect that you are connected to. It could be a timeline where you guys are more aligned than you are in the current moment. And so there are still ways to, I got right ear confirmation on that. There are still ways to have sacred co-creation or seek co-creation with your soul group, and they could be friends, soul friends, they could be soul family, because to me, not everybody is your actual soul group, right? They could be soul contracts that you made agreements with to come here and activate and weave with and work with throughout this process, as we're looking ahead to 6 months, 12 months, a year from now. And it just came through very loudly that there still is opportunities there to stay in your personal alignment. So we're always within our own divine alignment. We're guided by your higher self, highest self, oversoul, monad. Avatars came through as well too. So Kelly Kalodny talks specifically about the avatars. Other people too, but she's the one that I listen to, who are online or coming online to assist the collective and you with the path ahead. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what's coming through right now. And if you need to take a break and grab some water, we don't have to like channel full time. You can take some sips of water and detach and pick up your crystal if you need to. So just offering that out there as well. And if you're feeling activated by some of the things that we're bringing through in the channeling, please let us know, whether it's leaving a comment or shooting me an email or hopping in the Telegram, or just speaking it out into the field. We are weaving, co-creating in the now moment. There is no separation from you listening or watching the playback to us live on this call as the Stream of Consciousness Deep Channeling Council. I just want to reiterate that as well too.
So you mentioned the Rose Clan, and immediately Maria Magdalena came through and spread out her beautiful feminine, divine feminine essence, and then Joshua as well. And they let me know that every single human being on earth this year is encouraged to look into its both sides, like feminine and masculine side, and to heal both sides and to bring them into the divine union. That's what they are saying. It's important, and it's the responsibility of every single human being to do that this year, especially this year, they are saying. Because there are so many forces that are trying to bring us on one or the other side, or to bring us down. So it's important to stay in the middle, in the 0 point, and to harmonize and bring together both sides. Whatever that does mean for every human being. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt my guides told me that my mission this year is just the divine union. So it's like somehow the divine union is going to be the solution to help us go through this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm confirming that as well too. That's been a theme that has come through very loudly for me personally and others that I'm connected to. If you're already in your union frequency, it's just going to continue more levels and layers, as within, so without. So your inner masculine, your inner feminine has nothing really to do with like your actual, like I am a male body, right? But inner union is about your feminine and your masculine within, and bringing those into balance. All parts and pieces, all levels and layers, and weaving those in quantum harmonization, so personal harmonization and soul integration. I continue to hear these themes, not just what we're talking about, but on other calls as well too, and that allows you to remember all of the different aspects of you as we move back towards unity consciousness. We'll move back towards unity. It's just a natural progression. Personal union within, harmonization of our aspects of our soul, right? If you don't believe in aspects or you're not really vibing up with that, harmonization of our soul, calling back all of those parts and pieces of us across the, because as things, whether it's like trauma or things that have happened, really getting your field stable, so the coherence of your field. So if you live a lifestyle that doesn't vibe up with your spiritual side, it just makes things not as easy as they could be, and that's why union has come forward, right? If you, like for me personally, if I am not aligned with, I got right ear super loud on that, if I'm not aligned with my inner feminine, but yet I say that I am seeking sacred co-creation with the divine feminine frequency in spirituality, I have to make sure that my own inner feminine is aligned with that frequency, so as within, so without, so that I am more attuned and calibrated to serve the collective, to channel for myself, to show up in the highest crystalline, golden, healed version of myself every single day, and not just saying the words. This is crystallizing that embodiment frequency into us, into ourselves, into our timeline, into our grid, into our cellular structure, all the way down past the subatomic, across all timelines, dimensions, realities, and space. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that 26 is going to be a powerful year for that, and it's really easy to say that, and it's much more not as easy to live that. So I just want to acknowledge that as a human being. The human side of us, the galactic side of us, the multidimensional side of us knows and remembers all of these things. But the human being, the reason why we are incarnated here in the now moment, has to harmonize that. So just acknowledging all of that beingness, not the doingness, not needing to do anything, softening into the allowance, softening into the awareness, softening into the remembrance. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, and I think we also need to help humanity as more people as possible understand that we are the sovereign creator. What we think is going to become true. So we need to think. All the good things, and then the good things will happen. If we are all in a fear mode, and then the bad things is going to happen. So we need to understand this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. They're showing me too that as the year progresses, and this is, other people have channeled this too, but this is just what I'm being shown in the now moment, we're receiving upgrades in many different ways, right? We're receiving plasmic upgrades. Plasmoids themselves are coming to help upgrade us as well. Plasma is being infused into the physical body. The nervous system is being upgraded. The physical body is being upgraded. Our cells are being upgraded. The DNA is being upgraded as well too. Yesterday on the Limitless Creators Call, Erica brought through the frequency of the higher mind. So we know about the higher heart, right? Considered a minor chakra just above your heart chakra, and you can connect to your higher heart of your higher self or your soul, but the higher mind as well as another frequency that is available to And they were showing me that as the physical body upgrades, not only just the physical, but the mental and emotional body, all levels of our field are upgrading. The body is like filled with more light, and I can't really explain to you how it looks, but it's just lighter, brighter. And they showed me the hair earlier too, like the actual like our hair. You know, you have your crown chakra, and then above the crown chakra, 6 to 12 inches, you have, or 6 inches, I guess, for if you want something definitive, the soul star chakra. But our actual bodies are getting filled with more light as we're receiving these upgrades, and we're emitting that light. And if you have the ability to like receive that, you can notice that as well. Kind of in a way here too. I got this thing going on. I didn't realize that there's like this thing happening with my background, and then the light behind me that's coming through the door here. So yeah.
Yeah, the light start going through your body now. So you are become more light.
So for me, the golden dragons came through while you were speaking, and quite majestic, and also wild, and yeah, let's say it's quite a huge, big golden dragon. Maybe there are several. They are primarily inside Mother Earth, down the surface, really swirling around. They are diving there. They are going through the inside of planet Earth from one side to the other, and they will clean up, let's say, the Earth from the inside, or help to clean up, and we will see more natural cleaning as well on the surface, like earthquakes, volcanoes, etc. this year. So it's a whole process of cleansing, cleanse. And it's interesting, I've seen at the beginning this huge crystal in the space that is bringing out these streams of light and involving the whole the planet Earth and connecting to different sacred sites. I see in the third eye of the dragon glimmering as well a crystal. So in some sort they are connected, and it's really swirling around in the inside of planet Earth, quite fierceful, the golden dragon, and really with the intention to cleanse. And I also get the crop circles will be infused with different frequencies this year as well, in order to spread out new frequencies and to cleanse and to clear and to uplift. As they are saying, especially upgrading. It will be another sort of frequency this year. And they are showing me, as there are so many as well, at least to me, they're showing me these crystals today. The crystals in the mineral kingdom, and that every single person can have at home or also inside of Mother Earth. They will open up their records, so they will be more accessible to us. They are open to show their wisdom to us in order to it will help to calibrate us better to the new frequencies, and they encourage us to work closely with the crystals this year. So what they are showing me is really on the earthy plane. There's a lot of upgrades and cleansing happening, and all these things that we can do to support this, and what they support, what they are doing to support us with our upgrade. Interesting.
Yeah, lots of us has alchemist ability that can transmute pollution into make them all clean. I don't know how it was done, but I think it just happens automatically. Maybe when we are sleeping or sometimes. But we are cleaning up the entire earth now.
Yeah, thank you. I was shown too that because we had a call on one of those creators about the inner earth councils, and they'll be stepping up their what is the word? Ability to infuse the grid. I was seeing it a couple different ways. I was seeing like specifically the Pacific Rim. So this is this is a very active volcano, but it's fault lines too. So releasing energy from the faults themselves, infusing energy into the grids. And then they were showing me like in the oceans too, because a lot of this is not really observable per se, but infusing energy and weaving with the water grids, the whales and the dolphins too. They have energetic nodal points, just kind of like any of the grids, right? Where they can, it's kind of like similar but different to what you were sharing about the crop circles, right? The crop circles are formed and they carry an energetic pattern, a frequency signature, and they also infuse energy too into the area around where that crop circle forms. But like the inner earth frequency is like something similar but different in a way where they can assist over the next like year of time, specifically with the water as well, because it'll put energy into the water grids, and then of course the whales and the dolphins, all the sentient life will be able to receive that and then grid with that as well too. There was something else, but I think it may have slipped away because I was an exercise for attunement, and I don't know if we'll do it on this call just because it's like it's already been quite a bit that's come through on this call, and I want to like make sure that it's like grounded and stable and not too high energy, but an energetic attunement, a calibration. And if you feel aligned to do it on this call and you're listening to this, feel free to after you listen to this, you can put it on pause and then do it yourself and then share with what comes through. But so I was looking ahead to 12 months from now, so January of 2027 in linear time. And they were saying that that's useful to shift your awareness, and it's useful from a channeling perspective. There are other things that it's useful for too. Of course, you want to remain grounded energetically and in your physical body when you're doing this, but looking ahead to the year ahead, and then as if you are sitting in the space that you're at now, anchored into the space where you are, whether you're in the sun's radiance room, tachyon chamber, at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, or your own personal sanctuary, a year from now, and then channeling from that space. I've spent a lot of my personal time still in the now moment integrating 2025, so the year that just happened. And there is a way, I got confirmation right here, there is a way to use that frequency of 2027, pretending that you are just there in the now moment, and you are integrating 2026. All of the many wonderful adventures, all of the friends, the grid work, the light work, the channeling, the relationships, the bonds. Yeah. Wow. Powerful.
When I tune into 12 months ahead, I don't see anything, but I feel a lot. Well, I see colors, but I don't see any events, what I've received for the other months. It's a very calm space, what I'm getting. There's silence. That surprises me, but it fills my heart. There's silence. There is rose-colored, rosé colors. There are golden colors. It's peaceful, the sensation. But what most draws my attention is the stillness. It's like the 0 point, or it's just still, calm. And I can't say if I'm looking into the collective or in my own space. It's just when I go into the 12 month ahead now, that's what I'm receiving.
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that. I got a similar but different frequency for mine too. I think mine is personal, not really channeling collectively for 12 months from now. Mine was like a personal look ahead and reflection. And there's actually somebody else there, so this is it's not just me. It's and we're dancing. It's a feminine. We're just dancing. There's a lot of joy, a lot of peace, a lot of like love. Like it's very calm, very still. It's like you ever been to a one of those silent dances where you put on your headsets and everybody's dancing to their own music, and there's a couple different stations that are available. But when you're observing, because I'm observing this, right, as a third POV, I'm observing myself in this feminine frequency, and we're dancing. I can't hear the music, but it's like a silent disco. That's what they call it in the States, at least. You know, everybody's they're dancing to their own music, and it's perfectly choreographed, and it's like very aligned and very like joyful. That's the way I can describe it, because I can't hear the music. I can like intuit the music, but it's like a silent disco. If you've ever been to one of those where you take your headsets off and you look around and people are dancing, but you can't hear anything because it's playing through their headsets, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, everyone has their own rhythm, and they are all dancing to their own music, and even though everyone is different, but collectively we will be like a symphony. Everything will be harmonized.
Yeah, the more you were speaking, the more I realized that I was looking in into my own space. So it's balanced, still relaxed. It felt very whole. That's what the word that I got, wholeness. Hmm. Yeah, thank you for that image or sensation.
Yeah, because I was asking my highest self. Um, I was like, I want to like show me, you know what I mean? But the answer that I got back is that the um, plan isn't the right word. Protocol isn't the right word. There's a non-human word for it that I have set out, at least in the now moment. It's like a progression, right? It's a progression. So they're like, yes, technically I could channel and see 12 months from now. If I really sat down and I got super masculine about it and forced it, I could get something. And I did get a little something. I saw some colors and I saw like a city skyline specifically is what I was being shown. But my highest self was basically saying like, hey, we have a progression or a plan or a protocol that we're following. So it's much more aligned just to stick to that. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, that was the answer I got back from myself. So taking some time here and getting any final messages to come through, asking that those come forward in a conscious way, in the most aligned frequency for you as you're listening. If you made it this far in the playback, thank you for hanging in there with us. Thank you for expanding your awareness, expanding your consciousness, expanding your physical, mental, emotional, all levels and layers of your being and consciousness on this calibrated, attuned they were saying too, this is a collective message. Maybe it's a personal message for me, but it felt collective that if you are listening to this or weaving in this frequency and you're still the human word is waiting, but that's not really the frequency that it's coming through as, for gifts, abilities to come online, that they will be available to you within the next 12 months. Again, it's about remembrance. It's not necessarily, you, of course, taking aligned action steps will bring them into the now moment much sooner, as long as you're weaving in alignment with your intentions and your highest excitement. But if you're still awaiting whatever it is, clairabilities, guides, connection to your oversoul, to your higher self, there's reassurance that those will be coming through for you very soon. And of course, already available to you in the now moment, although not as easy to hear if you're that person who's just like on the cusp of that breakthrough. When you're on the cusp of a breakthrough, whether it's a limiting belief or you just intuitively know that, or maybe you're taking aligned action steps, like you're hopping on calls like this and you're channeling and you're like, man, I know, I can feel it. It's so close. It's so close, but yet so far away. And I just remember my personal journey where now looking back on my journey in the last couple years, just how close I was, but I didn't quite know. And then you wake up one day and it's like the light switch flips on. And it's like, okay, something's different now. For example, like I used to only see 20 or 30% when I would do my channeling or when I was in sessions with my mentor or somebody else receiving a healing. And then slowly over time, it was like, oh, I would make these huge leaps where I would be, my clear abilities would just turn on. And of course, I was taking aligned action steps like doing soul integrations, hopping on calls, building community, breath work and meditation all along. But yeah, I just want to offer that a word of encouragement to you if that is you, or if there's something that you're still waiting to remember in the now moment. Did anybody else have anything else that came through that they wanted to share before we kind of shift and dropping back out of the channeling rather?
Yeah, it could be a personal message, but also that possible for the collective or for everybody who is listening to that. It's the message that they are saying is or transmitting is the more you are coming online, the more they are able to come through. So as you said, Glenn, when the people are who's waiting, but just make this step and just go online and channel or start whatever you want to do. So then they are able to come through every time more and more and more, and that will encourage you to do more. And so it's like this vortex. It will amplify just, and yeah. Be courageous. Courageous.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. It's like singing. You know, there's a huge theme of sound that is also coming through with this frequency vortex, if you want to call it that. Or speaking light language, if you're waiting to speak your light language, really it's just about the embodiment of that frequency. So whether you're just toning, humming, singing, buzzing, you'll hear me say that. Toning, singing, humming, buzzing. It's about the embodiment of it. As you do the embodiment of it and you start to embody that, the trillions of cells in your body, the only choice is that they respond to that. So even if you're just humming, or even if you're just singing, right? Maybe you know how to hum, and maybe you know how to sing, or maybe you don't. That aligned action step will allow you to embody the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And of course, We always love having people hop on the calls with us. Kiara ar akotu utiara ar akati xiao ko hotiana ar hiya ko utiana ar xixio ko utisiana, and they were saying, I guess just a final message, and then we'll close out here, because it is quite a bit of energy. This expansion is quite. It's a different frequency. It's not that it's overwhelming. It's a different frequency, and that's what I wanted to get us into today, was the different frequencies. So this is similar but different to what we've been doing in the last 6 months, and like just like the picture behind me, like these different threads, like every single one of them is valuable, just like you're playing an instrument. If you can imagine this as a guitar, and you pluck a string here, and you pluck a string here, and you pluck a string here, and you're building out this symphony of harmonics, there's value in us expanding our consciousness all the way through the different octaves, right? There's value in strumming that instrument all the way down into where you're at in the now moment. So I just want to say thank you so much. So grateful to you, whether you're here live or listening to the playback, to all of our guides, to the councils, the many councils that step forward, to those that are just holding the field as well, to those who are in the field and the edges as well too. Intuitively, in the next 6 to 12 months, I just got full body chills thinking about this too. I feel that there will be others who will join us, and maybe they're in person, or maybe they're going to be joining us online in community. Just calling them in the most aligned way in their divine timing as well. Knowing that we are already together in the now moment. Just really excited to meet new soul friends and meet new soul family, and if aligned, continue our sacred co-creation together. Integrating all of the many different frequencies, the channeling that came through now. You can weave a symbol. I like a giant infinity symbol. You can weave it forward, like out through the center, through the 0 point of your body, and out through the back. Calling and recalling into the now moment your intention from earlier. Reactivating that intention with your breath, or with those filaments or threads, with that light. Closing out any energetic fields, sending them back into the 0 point, calling our energy back to us, cleansed and cleared. Any other energy that was used for this channeling session, sending that into the void to be alchemized, transmuted back to God, Source, Creator as well. Finding your way back to the space where you're channeling from, whether you're sitting in the sun's radiance room, whether you're in your astral etheric body, maybe you're in your own personal sanctuary, or you're channeling from the tachyon chamber at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, making your way back there, recalibrating and reattuning, settling in energetically. Giving your inner child a high five. They did great today. the galactic children, like, we want high fives too, giving all the galactic children high fives too. Nice job. Kudos to all of them as well. I got like right ear pinging so hard on that. Yeah, did anybody have anything else they want to share? Anything they want to speak into the field?
No, nothing else, but just thank you for this clean out. It was a lot of energy. I feel a little bit more calm, more earth, more rooted. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that journey. That was interesting what came through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's fun to expand our awareness and our consciousness. And fun, maybe not quite the right word. It was a little bit of energy, but I think it's calibrated and attuned. You know, I think well grounded is not like ungrounding per se, but I definitely felt that it was a shift, a frequency attunement, a frequency calibration that I wanted us to kind of expand into, if that makes sense. And yeah, if there was anything that came through that you're particularly interested in, feel free to let us know, like what that was, what came through specifically. And I got the ping earlier today, just as a reminder that many of us enjoy weaving and gridding and hopping on side stuff as well too. So that's also available if there's something, if you have a particular interest, or maybe you're in that path of expansion and you're wanting to expand in a certain area and you're just really curious and you don't know who to chat with. Feel free to message any of us. You can always reach out to me via email or in Telegram, or leave a comment or a message wherever. I'm always aligned to help and hop on. Yeah, Aurora, anything else come through for you today that you wanted to chat? You had some great insights. Thank you.
I have a crystal that it's very strange looking crystal. Can you? It has copper wire in it. Don't know what can this crystal do, but
Is it red?
it's coffee color.
Okay.
But it has like a wire inside of it. Don't know what is it. It's very strange.
Yeah, take a picture of it and drop it into the Telegram, and maybe somebody will recognize what color is it. Is it a crystal or is it organite? Because you said there's wire inside of it.
I don't know what is it.
Organite? Organite is like resin that is typically poured into a mold so it can form all types of different shapes, and sometimes they'll wrap wire in it, sometimes they'll put crystals in it. But you should be able to tell, like, if it's resin versus a crystal.
I think it's not man-made. It's not made by a person.
Yeah, and that has an organite. Yeah, that's what organite looks like.
Oh.
Wait, I'm going to show off mine too. Here's my crystals that I have. I got, oh, is that rose quartz? Yeah. Matches your shirt, Annette. Yeah.
Oh, I have a pink crystal too.
This one's actually pink. It doesn't look pink, but it's tinted pink compared to like just regular quartz. got a slight tint of pink to it. Oh, wow.
This is like a pink purple.
These are impressive, Aurora. These are incredible. That's a cluster, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And say again the name of the sphere that you showed us before. What did you say was the
I
name
don't
of the
know what is it. I don't know
right,
what is it.
right.
Somebody like she works with crystal and she gave me this and tell me to use it often.
Mhm.
But I don't know what's the purpose of it.
All right. No idea either. Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Thank you so
cool.
much, Glenn.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thursday will be the next call for galactic gridding. I haven't really tapped in just yet to see what is the loudest. I'm sure galactic gridding grid work is my favorite, what I prefer to do, generally speaking. So really excited to chat with you guys here soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye for today.
All right, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.